The first thing I need to let you know before we start is that tomorrow is my birthday. Yeah, I felt like putting that in there just in case. And no, I'm not gonna tell you how old I'm gonna be. If you wanna know all about that, there's a video up here, just in case. 11. Okay, I'll wait. It's too early in the morning for this. What's happening? Wait, let's do this again. Fix the glasses. Okay, there we go. 11 horror stories slash haunted locations, part 2. Let's get right into it. Hello, my name is Jaliane. Before we get started today, please make sure that you watched part 1, which is right up here. I decided to place it here for you, which is stories 1 through 5. And this is part 2, which is the stories from 6 to 11. So let's get right into it. Number 6, The Surrency House Ghost, Surrency, Georgia. The Surrency clan began experiencing paranormal activities in present-day Surrency, Georgia, in the 1870s. Family members reported witnessing objects soaring across rooms, hearing laughter and crying, and seeing red eyes staring into the house. Food was thrown from their plates and utensils twisted into unusable shapes. The townspeople speculated that these occurrences were cries for help from spirits who thought the family would be able to save them. How so, though? We need to know. On the day the family decided to finally leave the house, a fire iron allegedly floated up and started hitting one of the sons on the head. No one was ever brave enough to live in the house again, and the building went up in flames in 1920. What is wrong with people today? No one was ever brave enough to live in the house again. And the building went up in flames in 1925, as it should. That is very scary. To see that he got hit on top of the head because his family was trying to leave. I could imagine if they said, let's just stay here for 2 more years. Like, this is just, this is really something else. Number 7, The Ghost of Bellamy Bridge, Marianna, Florida. For a taste of true haunting love, travel over this spooky bridge in Marianna, Florida, which has several ghost legends surrounding the structure. No thank you, according to its official website. In the 1830s, Elizabeth Jane Crome Bellamy married local politician Dr. Samuel C. Bellamy. On their wedding night, her dress accidentally caught on fire, which covered the young bride in horrible burns. She initially survived, but eventually passed away. Elizabeth was buried along the banks of the Chipola River, and it was said that her love for her husband was so strong she couldn't rest. The deceased newlywed, dressed in white, can allegedly be seen wandering the banks from the vantage point of the bridge, which was built after she died. It's said that she appears on fire, either walking through the swamps or diving straight into the river, as if to douse the flames. The noise outside is just, she on a different level today. Or somberly walking along the side of the river. Number 8, The Ghost of Deer Island, Biloxi, Mississippi. Back, don't they mean in? Back on May 20th, 1922, Anthony Ragason, don't they mean back in, but okay. Anthony Ragason, aka Mr. Tony, relayed this tale in a column in the Sun Herald. He writes that in the early 1800s, two fishermen spent the night on Deer Island off Biloxi's coast. They heard noises that they ignored. How could they ignore the noises is my thing though. Until it became impossible to do so. When they went to see what was causing the ruckus, they claimed they found a headless skeleton that ran after the pair. Today is that kind of day. They immediately made a beeline for their boat and got off the island immediately. It's said that the bony frame belongs to a pirate who had his head. What was that? Oh my god. It's said that the bony frame belongs to a pirate who had his head chopped off by his captain, and his body was left behind as a ghastly guard to watch over buried treasure. Ugh. This one though, how could they ignore the sounds that they were hearing? Like, you really think I would be on Deer Island hearing noises and be like, well, it's nothing. Let's just like act like it's. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I would hear one noise. Listen, one noise. The door would go squeak, and I'll be like, huh? Like, honestly, I don't understand. A fork would drop, and I'll be like, huh? Like, just because, you know, the place is haunted. So I'm not going to be like, oh, let me just act like nothing's wrong. The first noise I hear on that island, I'll be gone. They're talking about beeline. I'll take a U-turn off the island. Listen, it's to that point. Like, when you are afraid, you will do some of the craziest things just to get away from the area where things are taking place. I'm just being real. Number 9. Zombie Road, Wildwood, Missouri. Outside of St. Louis lies Zombie Road, a hotbed of ghostly activities. As you can see, I would not be going here either. Thank you. There are many scary stories stemming from Lawler Ford Road, its actual name. What a name. From sightings of indigenous spirits wandering the stretch, vicks of train accidents. There used to be active tracks there, like Della Hamilton, McClaw, I'm not sure about the pronunciation of this word. Like, I'm not trying to butcher it, but I'm just saying if it's more than 3 syllables, like, I already have failed already. Like, I'm just being real. McCall, McColog, Listen, to people with this last name, I am so sorry. Like, I just listen. My last name's also a little tricky to pronounce too. So McCallog. I feel like I'll be on this word for the rest of the video probably. So I'm just gonna say Della Hamilton if it comes up again, because yeah, okay. The word is McCullough. I finally pronounced it correctly. Me and Cullough. Who was struck by a passing train. Yeah, I'm glad I went through some type of struggle to pronounce that name, and that is the reason why I kept the pronunciation of the last name in, because as you can see, she got struck and she came to an end. So even if I pronounced her last name incorrectly, like, I still want her name to be heard regardless, because at the end of the day, since she passed, I did want to say her name fully, even if it was incorrect. But that was not my intention to mispronounce her name at all. I've just never seen this last name before, but I hope that she rests in peace. In the 1950s, it became a popular late night teen hangout spot with various, insert the M word here, happening in the area too. It's also been rumored to be the home base of a, insert the M word here, named Zombie, who escaped a mental asylum. These days, the stretch has been rechristened as a nature trail. Who is, listen, I can't go on. No, a nature trail. Oh my goodness. But it's closed once night falls, with hefty fines for those who dare to trespass. I would not be going there, so you don't have to worry about me trespassing. I'm just keeping it 100%. Like, I would not be doing that, but whoever would be, I mean, have fun. Yeah, have fun. Why is there a bird? Today is that day, isn't it? It's definitely that day. But yeah, I would not be trespassing there. Like, for the record, they would never see me. Like, in none of these locations that I'm mentioning in part 1 and 2, you will never see me. So I don't know what to say. But it's nice to read up on these and know about them. But you're not gonna see me. I'm just saying. I'll watch horror movies, sure, but to literally go in haunted locations, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Number 10. Dead Woman's Crossing, Weatherford, Oklahoma. This one's a regular, insert the M word here, mystery turned ghost story. According to Atlas Obscura, what the heck? Anyways, according to Atlas Obscura, in the early 1900s in Weatherford, Oklahoma, Katie DeWitt, here we go again. My goodness, I cannot catch a break with these names today. Katie DeWitt James. DeWitt? I think it's DeWitt. We're gonna go with DeWitt, okay? Katie DeWitt James. But if I'm incorrect, please, whoever has this last name, the comment section down below, please correct me and be like, it's not DeWitt, it's DeWitt, or yeah, please do correct me just in case. Katie DeWitt James left her home with her baby after she filed for divorce from her husband. She planned to move in with her cousin, but her family never heard from her. After an investigation, it turned out that she moved in with local P word here, Franny Norton. She was last seen leaving the house with Franny and her child in a carriage. Franny returned with the child, who was covered in blood, but without Katie. Her body was found later along a nearby creek, with her head cut off. It was rumored that her ex-husband had her killed with Franny's help. But Franny claimed she wasn't involved in Katie's death. But on the day she was supposed to be questioned by the police, she poisoned herself. Katie's still around though. She allegedly appears as a blue light floating around town. And people have reported hearing a woman looking for her baby and the rolling sound of wheels. This one gave me goose bumps. Excuse me. Yes, thank you. Goodbye, sir. This one really, I'm shivering right now. I cannot believe this. All I'm saying is if Franny, I'm just so, ugh. If she took poison when the police was supposed to question her, could she still be seen as someone who is innocent? Could she have been trying to hide her guilt? Was she afraid that she would be found out and she would be jailed along with the ex-husband of Katie? We will never know unless if we ask the ghost, and I'm not gonna be doing that. But yeah, this one really, it got me just hairs standing up at the back of my neck. I was, but I'll be honest, it was a very good story, or it was a very good, I can't even use the word story at this point, but this was a very sad way to go, and I'm gonna just leave you with the questions that I placed. But at the end of the day, something just feels a little bit fishy about Franny just ending it all when police has to come by. But could she still be innocent, like I said before? Or is she just as guilty? Or could she be the main perpetrator of the whole thing? Who knows? Who knows? We will never know unless if we go ask her indeed. And I'm just, like I said, no thank you. Number 11. The Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville, Louisiana. Of the numerous spirits haunting this plantation, built in 1796 in St. Francisville, Louisiana, the most known entity is Chloe, according to the official website. It's said that plantation owner Clark Woodruff carried on an affair with an enslaved person, Chloe, which he ended abruptly. She began to eavesdrop on his conversation and he caught her. As punishment, he cut her ear off. She then poisoned. This story's not getting great. She then poisoned the rest of his family with a birthday cake, leaving him alone. The other enslaved people knew what she had done and hanged her. She supposedly still remains on the property with a photograph from 1992 where her spirit is reportedly visible. I'm just going to say that she definitely had a terrible end. His family had a terrible end too. But back in those days, things were very, very different. And to see that it was people who were enslaved like her who didn't have her back and actually ended her life, that part, it really got to me. Like, he cut off her ears and whatnot, or her ear. Let's see which one it is just in case. Gotta get that correct. Yeah, okay. Yep. He cut her ear off, but people who were in the same boat as her took her life. No wonder she's probably still here with us today. And in closing, I really just wanted to know, out of all of these stories, which one shocked you the most, which one was your favorite out of the 1 through 11, because I have no favorites. I think they were all very interesting in their own way, but that last one really just, not even because it's last, but it really just got to me because I mean, ugh. Could we talk about history for a second? Maybe in another video. And with that said, don't be too problematic. Be as polite as possible. I'll bite you next time.